So when you were there, though, was Rip ever your trainer? Was Rip still the trainer on developmental there, or who did you have at OVW?
Well, they sent me to his class. And so for a while, I was required to go to his class after like a couple hours of training with Al Snow. So even though it didn't last that long, like there was other people that they sent, like some of the Diva Search girls and me and stuff like that. And I loved it. I learned a lot in that short amount of time. I was able to connect with some of his students that were not contracted, and that was
Yes,
really cool
probably
because
it's probably me.
some of them I'm still friends with to this day.
Oh well, not me.
Um, and I loved Rip. I love how rough around the edges he was. I don't know if you remember this, Rip, but you asked me where I was from. And I said California. And you go, "Are you Mexican?" I said, "Yeah, he's on. I'm gonna call you Taco."
Oh my God.
Well,
And I was all about it.
I couldn't say that today, could I?
No, no.
I couldn't speak a word in the
Hey,
world.
you say it to my wife. What do you mean you can't say it?
But
So
I
you
loved it.
so that was the like intermediate class then, probably. Give us some thoughts? What were your first impressions of Rip? Had you heard anything about Rip? Like when you first met him, obviously you just said what he said, but man, give us talk about somebody maybe missing a card. I don't know. I mean, what were your thoughts about Rip? And how was class with Rip? How did he treat you? How did that all go down?
Um, well, I was told how Rip was beforehand.
Okay.
Everyone like kind of told me he was this wild card, whatever. But I like people like that. I like people who don't care. They're blunt because then there's no guessing of what they're thinking or whatever. And to me, being blunt is communicating. Like, how else are you supposed to know unless like you communicate? And when you're blunt, you take out a lot of confusion. I like rough around the edges people. Like I was all about Rip. That's why I thought it was hilarious. He was calling me Taco. And and then what's cool though is like it's not like he was this like rough around the edges dude just like running his mouth. Like the knowledge and breaking down wrestling and psychology and the things that matter, the little things that like can set you apart from just wrestler ABC. So it kind of reminded me of when I was training with Ricky Reyes and Rocky Romero and Frankie Kazarian, like that old school, this is how you do it. It made sense to me. And I really cherished that time, even though it was short, because eventually, like shortly after, like I went to some classes for a little bit. Then like they started working with me more, like with the contracted class. So
Yeah.
they weren't having me go there. So I really gained so much from the
Well,
short amount of time I was there.
How does that make you feel, Rip?
I watch all these, listen to them. Everybody's got a different story, and they're probably lying or putting me over, so it makes you feel good.